Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
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 Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav,
Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Shri Radha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Very good. Let's see what
Thank you so much for such a nice return. अभी 3 मिनट है और कर सकती थी. करूं? कर लो हाँ. ये लो.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Welcome Mataji Babe with the big Hari Bol. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
We are very fortunate that Mataji, in spite of being so busy, she take out time and she comes here. So we should just try to invite each and every moment, listen it carefully, and then when you go home, just try to imbibe it in your life very seriously. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much for inviting us. Okay. How do we put this on this way?
On the right side.
Yeah.
No, I think the
Other side, right? Yeah.
तो सारे छोटे बच्चे मेरे साथ चलेंगे if they are comfortable. Initially, you want to come with me? We have story time.
Hare Krishna.
अभी अच्छा अभी Dinisha यहाँ. Avi, you want to come? अच्छा ठीक. If they are comfortable here, it's fine. Otherwise, नहीं आप
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for making time on a weekend to come and listen to Krishna Katha. So I'm thinking of having this as a very interactive and a participative session here today. So I will start with the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and share it here on the screen with you. And we are going to start reading it, and I want participation. each one of us, we have a microphone. I saw a microphone, so that's fantastic. Each one of us will read one words. I'm just going through the translations of Bhagavad Gita. Right? And so after this brief prayer to the special master, we're going to get started. Om Ajnanatimrandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So we'll get started from this side. Where's the microphone? Okay, maybe we'll have to move it. Can we read from there? Is it visible?
Is the screen.
Maximize the screen. Yeah, that's a good idea. So this is the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the yoga of the supreme person. Like how does one connect with Krishna?
You have to read this.
Just one translation for verse, the first verse. Should I
It
screen?
looks like it's zoomed on your, because it's showing this much. Maybe a little bit, you can make it little less zoom.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, on
Oh,
your
oh,
side.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can make it little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just reducing the size of the font.
Yeah, that will make it better. Yeah.
The font
So
will
now-
make it better, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
might not be able to read it.
Okay, no, then make it whatever comfortable for you.
Yeah. No. I'm just thinking of the audience. They might not be able to read a small font from a distance.
Maximize the screen. What that bit?
My screen is already
Like that.
maximized.
Oh, your screen is already
Yeah,
maximized.
it is his screen.
So
Yeah.
then
Is there a chat room?
आप click करोगे तो हो जाएगा. नहीं उनका नहीं होगा. आपको वो fit in the Zoom की setting में there is option, right? Fit in the screen.
Fit in the screen.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, good.
Maybe little less, just one zoom out.
The
Yeah.
zoom out?
Yeah, that will make it. So at least the whole text will cover.
Okay, can you read at the back? Okay, then that's fine. We'll stick with it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Perfect.
Oops. It again became small.
just. ठीक है. नहीं ब्राउजर है. अच्छा हाँ Yeah,
This is perfect. Okay, let's get started.
आगे.
Again, do not full screen.
Oh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe minimize the audience.
ठीक है.
हो गया?
हाँ, जो ऑडियंस की लिस्ट है उसको आप कर सकते हो राइट टॉप राइट में ऑडियंस की जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स की लिस्ट है उसको हम कर सकते हैं. या इज पॉसिबल नहीं जाता वीडियो. This is perfect, just perfect. Okay.
Yoga of the Supreme Person. Text on the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas.
So, yes, I just want you, while anybody is reading, just please pay attention and watch out for the keywords that strike your mind. And then I intend to ask some questions towards the end on what were some of the keywords, right? So just let me focus over here. So who's going next? You're going to do a next?
Text 2.
And might not be a bad idea that before you start reading your text, you'd say your name also so that others will know and we get to know
Hare
each other.
Krishna. I'm Deepika. So text 2. The branches of this tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the rotative action of human society.
Okay, question, what are the twigs in this tree that is being described?
Senses.
The objects of the senses. Okay, good. And what is this tree, by the way, that is being talked about in chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita?
Banyan tree, which is like
It's a banyan
Yeah.
tree, correct? But what is the metaphor? They're comparing, right? They're comparing something to a banyan tree. Okay? So what are they comparing? They're comparing this material world to be a banyan tree, right? So just as in banyan tree, the roots go downwards, right? And the tree, but the roots grow upwards, right? They come down and they go upwards. So it's like an inverted banyan tree, but the real banyan tree is the spiritual world that we have, right? So this is a reflection of the spiritual world, this material world. Okay, 3 and 4. Who's the lucky person? Parul.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm Parul. Text 3 to 4. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to that supreme personality of Godhead from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial.
Thank you. So if you were to cut this banyan tree, what weapon are you going to use?
detachment.
Weapon
Detachment.
of detachment. Thank you. Okay, who's next?
Hare Krishna, this is Sumit. Text 5. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who be unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom.
Thank you, Sumit. So this verse talks about dualities. What dualities does it talk about? Duality means two. Happiness and distress, correct, for 500 points. Okay, let's go to number 6 here.
Hare Krishna, the fear that supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world.
Thank you. So what is the electricity bill in the Supreme Abode of Krishna? What is the electricity bill in Krishna's abode from this verse?
Not illumined by the sun or moon.
Continue reading.
Nor by fire or electricity.
So my question is, what is the electricity bill? 0. Yeah, why did you hesitate? Wouldn't you want to go there? To a place where there are no electricity, water bills, taxes. Okay, 7. Who's going to do 7? Thank you. Diti.
Hare Krishna. Text 8.
Your name first.
Okay, my name is Hema.
Hema.
7.
Oh, 7. Text 7. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the 6 senses, which include the mind.
Okay. So how many senses are there being talked about?
6. 5 plus 1.
5 plus 1. And what is that 1?
Mind.
The mind. Okay, good. Thank you, Hema. Who's coming
Hare
next?
Krishna, I'm Xiaoming.
Sure.
Text 8. The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another, as the air carries aromas. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another.
Thank you, Sharmi. So who carries the aromas?
Air.
Air carries aroma, right? Number 9. Who's
Hare
taking number
Krishna,
9?
this is Pushpa.
Pushpa.
Text 9. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtain a certain time of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and senses of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He does enjoy a particular set of sense objects.
Thank you. So we have 5 senses. They are grouped around what?
Mind.
Grouped around the mind. Thank you. Who's taking 10? Thank you, Deepti.
Hare Krishna, myself Ashish Singh, reading text 10. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can fit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this.
Thank you, Ashish. So who cannot understand how the soul leaves the body?
Foolish.
The foolish. Okay, good. 11.
Shiv here, text 11. The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly. But those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try.
Thank you, Shiva. So we talked about birth and death and how the soul leaves the body in the last verse, and we said that the foolish cannot understand, right? So this verse is telling us that who can understand. So who can understand? Speak louder. That endeavoring transcendentalists, right? Those who are making an effort and who are self-realized. Okay, 12. Now from 12 onwards, just listen carefully, right? Okay. Who's doing 12? Ashish number 2. Okay.
Yeah. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of the whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me.
Okay, so from where does the splendor of the sun come? From Krishna, from God. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ashish. Number 13.
Hare Krishna, Avinath this side. Text 13. I enter into each planet, and by my energy, they stay in the orbit. I become the moon, and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables.
Thank you. And so what do vegetables need to survive? From this verse. Now, to get the juice of life, what do you need? What do the vegetables need? From this verse. Yeah, and that comes from where? But before Krishna. Moon, exactly, right? So the vegetables need moon, and then Krishna becomes moon in this material world. Okay, good, thank you. 14, who's taking 14? You want to read? No? Okay. All right, Sonal.
I am seated in hi, my name is Suna.
14.
14, okay. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entity, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming to digest the 4 kind of food stuff.
Okay, thank you, Sonal. So who helps us to digest all the food that we eat? Fire of digestion, right? Jatragni, as we call it in Sanskrit. And so what is that fire? From God, it is God. So he says, I am the fire of digestion. So Krishna helps us digest our food. So if Krishna one day decides not to help you, then we are in big trouble, right? Okay, 15. Who's going to do 15 after Sonal?
Mataji, what is 4 kinds of food here?
Good question. What are the 4 kinds of food? Anybody knows? Sattvic, tamasic, rajasic. There's only three. This talks about 4 kinds of food. So there is food that can be chewed. So that's one kind of food. Then there is food that can be drunk, right? The liquids. Then there is food that can be licked and eaten, like that. So there are 4 types. And that's, I'm forgetting the 4th, but Prabhupada would have definitely talked about that in the purport. 4 kinds of food. Does he talk about that? Yeah, some are drunk, some are chewed, some are licked up, and some are sucked like a popsicle. Yeah. Okay. There you go, the 4 types, right? Bengali. Yes, nice. Okay, 4 kinds of food stuff. So Krishna helps us do that. Now 15.
Hare Krishna, Shikha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
Thank you, Shikha. So if we remember something, who's responsible for that? And if you forget something? So next time you forget something, you can blame it on Krishna. Krishna didn't let me. Okay, 16. Who's doing 16?
Sharanya.
Sharanya.
There are 2 classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is infallible.
Okay, thank you. So what are the 2 types of beings? Fallible and infallible. Okay, 17. We'll do 17 for us. Okay.
Go ahead, I'll do the next one. 17, I think we should have to.
17.
Okay, Avina's side, Hare Krishna. Besides these 2, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the 3 worlds and is maintaining them.
Who's maintaining the 3 worlds? Krishna. Okay, thank you. 18.
Because I'm transcendental, beyond both fallible and infallible, and because I'm the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as the supreme person.
So who is the greatest? Krishna. Okay, text 19. Thank you, Ashipur.
Hare Krishna, Sapta here. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata.
Thank you, Babu. So if we call a person as knowing everything, what is one thing that he should not have? If we say he knows everything, what is one thing he should not have? Doubt about Krishna. Yes, thank you. 20 and the last verse. Who's going to take that?
This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures. O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
Will know perfection. Okay, thank you. So what were some of the things some keywords that stuck your mind? Krishna says, I'm this and that. Some things you remember?
Krishna is everything.
Krishna is everything. She took the easiest one.
The moon, sun, Jatra.
Moon, sun, yeah. Jatragni, fire of digestion. Supreme personality, okay.
He's in both the words, like he is the supreme material word as well as
He's all the 3 worlds, yeah. When we actually talk about 2 worlds, we talk of that means material and spiritual. But when we say all the 3 worlds, we are actually within the material world. There are sections. So there are 14 planetary systems, and then they are divided into 3 sections like that: the lower part, the middle part, and the upper part. And then the next question would be, where are we living? Are we in the lower part? Are we in the middle of the universe? Are we in the topmost of the universe? So we are in the middle part of the universe. The demigods, the devtas live in the upper part, and the asuras, they live in the lower part. We are in between. And it's in this layer, in the in-between layer, where we have a chance to do maximum devotional service. So don't feel bad that if you're not in the upper planetary system, it's good to do because there's so much of opulence in the upper planetary system that we may forget God. So it's good to be here with a little bit of pinch here and there. So we remember Krishna. Yeah. So we talked about what all things Krishna is, and then what else did we talk about? In the beginning, what were we equating this material world to?
Banyan tree.
To a banyan tree. Okay. And this is a reflection of? Material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. Okay. What else did we talk about? The foolish and the intelligent, something we talked about that.
Detachment.
What do we do with detachment? What do we use detachment for?
Nothing about.
For the material world to cut down this tree, right? We use the weapon of detachment. Okay, good. I wanted to do a little bit of an exercise here, and I think it's a quiet audience, so maybe we can do that. So we are in this material world, and the living entities in material world. We talked about the 5 senses the living entity has, and they're all grouped about the mind, right? And then we also have a false ego that makes you think that you are this body. And because we think that we are this body, that is why we are subjected to pleasure and subjected to pain. Okay. So what we're going to do now is let's do a little meditational practice. Okay. So I want you to sit down, relax. We'll be very quiet during this session. Okay. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And inhale again and focus on your breathing. Take a deep exhale and now a deep inhale. Try to focus on your breathing. When you inhale, you say in. When you exhale, you say out in your mind. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Don't open your eyes. Keep them closed. Sit straight. On the next inhale, focus on your heart. Now, when you inhale, you imagine that you're breathing in a golden light into your heart. And as you breathe out, the golden light fills this whole room. Breathe in this soft golden energy. Your heart is warm and open. Breathe out and release all your tensions. Relax. Make sure that no part of your body is tightened up. Imagine you are out on a bridge. You're close to the ocean, but you are not touching it. It's a beautiful sunny day. The air is warm. The sand is brilliant white. The air is fresh. And a gentle breeze is blowing. The sun pleasantly warms your skin. And you can hear the waves are lapping. One wave comes towards you and it touches your feet. As the wave goes back, your feet become transparent. The next wave comes all the way to your knees. When it goes back, everything below your knees is transparent. Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in, another wave comes up, goes all the way up to your navel. When the wave goes back, your body below your navel has become transparent. The next wave comes all the way up to your neck. As it goes back, your body below your neck has become transparent. You are relaxed. As the next wave comes, it goes over your head. You have no trouble breathing. When the wave goes back, your whole body has become transparent. You can no longer see it. There is only you who lives in the heart of your transparent body. This you who's watching all this is the real you. You are free from all the coverings. Please remain in this sacred consciousness and listen to this text from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. It says, the sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. Similarly, the spiritual essence situated in spiritual vision does not mix with the body, although situated in that body. Thus, knowing yourself to be a transcendental being, steady your mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence. Gently lift your hands very slowly and cover your eyes with your hands. If you wear glasses, you can put your hands over the glasses. Do not remove your hands from your eyes. Keeping your hands over your eyes, slowly open your eyes. Keep your hand over your eyes, slowly open your eyes. Now slowly bring down your hands and say, Om. Very nice. How do you feel? Relaxed. So how long did it take us to do this? 10 minutes, maybe? So this is a practice that we can consciously do. It'll relax you, right? And it's all about the mind. That's why this verse said, Manashasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. That our senses are grouped around the mind, and then we feel karshati, all the distress of this material world, we feel it. Because we identify with this body. But this exercise tells you that there's something beyond the body that was watching all this whole thing going on there, right? So every now and then it's good to be in that space. Now,
एक क्वेश्चन है,
हाँ बोलिए।
ये आपने अभी करवाया, कोई रीजन था इसी टाइम पे कराने का?
नहीं
कभी भी?
नहीं कभी भी कर सकते हैं। You can
नहीं,
do
मैंने
like
इसलिए पूछा कि सनसेट और सनराइज से इसका कोई लिंक है?
इसका well, there's a good point that you bring. So whenever during the day there are the different parts of the days, the material world goes into different modes. There's a mode sattvic, there's a mode of goodness, then there is a mode of passion, and there's a mode of ignorance. And Krishna talks about these in great detail in 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, again in 18 also. So when you are in the mode of goodness, which is morning, and just before sunrise, right? Because when the sun comes up, with the sun rays, there's a lot of magnetism that comes. And that magnetism is agitating for the mind. So before the sunrise is the best time to do meditational practices, because number one, no disturbance coming from the sun. Number two, and ideally we should do it way before we'd like to start the chores for the day, right? Chole chalane hai, aata gundna hai, bachcho ko diya, all that, you know. So before all that start, get that me time, okay? Also try to get a me space. अब पलंग पे बैठ के नहीं करना है ना, स्पाउस जो है वो हिलेगा, तो उठ के चले जाओ दूसरे कमरे में, go to another room and then do the practice over there, right? But then you can go into this meditational trance anytime that you like. You can sit in the office and do it, right? During lunch, everybody goes to have lunch. You sit and do and rejuvenate your energy like that, right? Nighttime, you know, towards the sunset, there's a lot of tamas is generated. Again, as the sun goes down, there is more magnetic activities there. So it again agitates the mind. When there is darkness, the mind goes completely crazy, right? So we will try to calm down. And so this is one meditational practice that you can do. Another meditational practice that you can do, which will be easier and shorter and more practical, is to always think about Krishna. So whenever your mind is getting agitated, just sit back, relax, take a deep breath. It's important. Krishna also said, we read in the Bhagavad Gita just now, he said, Prana Apana Samayukta Pachami Annam Chaturvijam. So he said, I combine with the ingoing air and the outgoing air. And that's why you were doing inhale and you're doing exhale, right? So it's the air that goes into our body. So we'll do that. So it was just a happenstance that I did it during the sunset time. I was not waiting for that. So like that, but a good question there, you know. So in today's chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we saw that, you know, how Krishna, this is a material world, Krishna has created this material world for us, right? So why has he created this material world for us? There's already the spiritual world, right? Why does he have to create the material world? Why do you think? Take the microphone. There's no right and wrong answer. We're thinking, we are friends, and there are no marks. Why do you think? Huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes in life you always thought, like, nahi hota to acha hota.
So this is karma also related to, I think that's what I understand. That,
take a microphone because you're broadcasting, people won't be able to hear your answer. Please, yeah. Yeah.
So this is my, again, what I think that, you know, it's based on your karma, like, you know, so your karma getting accumulated, whether you're on this life or the next life or life, because your body is not attached to your soul. So your soul keep on like moving, and this is the one part of that, you know, this is the one part of your journey of your soul that you have to live in this material world, and then again earn the karma or whatever.
Right. So how did this karma thing started? For which Krishna had to create this material world for us, so that then we suffer or enjoy our karma in this material world, right? So what started this whole thing? Like, who did it? Why?
To fulfill the desires.
To fulfill the desires. Get a microphone. Microphone.
This is no word.
Like our whatever desires we have, this material world is created so that we can
fulfill our desires, right? So we all used to live in the spiritual world with Krishna. Krishna is a supreme enjoyer. He likes to enjoy, right? And it's not possible to enjoy in isolation. You can't sit and just enjoy, right? There has to be an enjoyer and the enjoyed. So he created all these living entities, all these souls, so that together they could enjoy. And so the souls are all wired to serve God. Then that was the idea, that we serve God and we both are happy, like that. But he also gave us some independence, because Krishna has everything. He has created everything, right? This whole world, the material world, the spiritual world, he's created everything. But what he's looking for, Krishna is hungry for love. Because love he can't create, right? It has to come from somebody else, right? So he wanted to have this loving reciprocational relationship with the living entities or the souls that he had created. But love is something that you cannot dictate or program. Love is something that has to be natural and has to come naturally, right? You can't force anybody to love you. They might say they love you because you're pointing a gun at them, but inside they could be thinking something else. Right? So he wanted to have the natural and the pure love of the living entity. So he gave them free will. And then some of us misuse that free will. Misuse that free will, and we said that, why do we have to do everything of Krishna? I want to enjoy independent of Krishna. And so Krishna said, okay, if you want to enjoy independent of me, I'm going to create something for you, right? For example, when kids are there, they want to cook in the kitchen, but we don't want it. So we create a toy kitchen thing for them and they'll play over there, right? It's a sandbox. So similarly, this material world is a sandbox that Krishna creates. And in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is said that when Krishna creates this material world, he also creates the Vedas. And the Vedas have got the instructions on how you should live in this material world. So keep Krishna, the Vedas is telling you that keep Vishnu in your mind, do everything according to the injunctions of the Vedas, and then you'll go back. But then what happens is that we do not do that. And the Shastras actually say that when we fall from the spiritual world and come into this material world, every one of us starts as Brahma, who's on the topmost planet of this material world, the topmost among all the living beings that are there. But then, even in that particular role, we try to enjoy, separate from Krishna, this and that. We have more desires. And as you said, as we have more desires, then we will do actions, and some of the actions might not be right. And then you will have a karmic reaction. And this way you will keep on going from one life to another life, one life to another life, right? And that's what 15th chapter was saying, that the soul goes, as the air carries the aroma, the soul also carries all our desires and puts it into the next body. Right? So that is how this happened, right? But then we also see that having created this material world, Krishna does a lot of things for us. Right? So what are the things that he does for us? We read? He becomes the moon and takes care of the vegetables, right? He becomes the juice of life for the vegetables. So these vegetables will grow because of the moonshine. They need sunshine, but they also need moonshine to grow. Like that, so he keeps on telling that even for you, if you're saying, I want to enjoy independent of Krishna, what do I want to enjoy? Gulab jamuns? Well, you can put gulab jamuns in your stomach, but then you will suffer from diseases if it doesn't get digested. So even Krishna helps us in the digestion process. So Krishna keeps on, helping us all over the time, right? So the feelings that we have for Krishna should be feelings of gratitude. Right? So we're going to talk about that in the few minutes that we have left. Devi Kumari Mataji, we have to stop at 8:30. So let's get started here. We'll see how far we go on this one. And let me start sharing my screen here. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's a class on gratitude. So I'll start with heartfelt gratitude I will express towards Srila Prabhupada, who translated all the scriptures into English language, and without which I couldn't have understood any of the Vedic literatures, so Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and whatnot. So also grateful to my spiritual master, Vaishya Shikhar Prabhu, who without whose blessings I can't understand anything, that's for sure. And to my Siksha Guru, Shivas Pandit Prabhu, who taught me how to read the scriptures in a scrutinizing manner and with focus and attention. I'd also like to thank my Prabhu, Rakesh Rajput Prabhu, sitting in the back, who is ever so gracious and adjusts all his schedules and even drives me here to these events. So without which I wouldn't be here. Then I'd also like to thank Ashish Prabhu and Devi Kumari Mataji and their little two daughters, Bhakti Narada and Bhakti Rahini, for opening their home and their hearts for us to get together here and indulge in Krishna Katha. So the topic today is to feel gifted every moment. And I'm going to start with a story. And the story is the story of two construction workers. So there's some construction going on in the middle of a big city, and it's downtown. So there are lots of big buildings, and there's full-fledged, it's a multi-story building where the construction is happening. And so when construction is happening, there's always sound, right? There'll be hammers going on, there'll be drilling machines going on, whatnot, welding machines, all kinds of sound is going on. So there was this worker on the second floor, and he wanted to catch the attention of the worker who is down below. So when you want to catch the attention of somebody, you call out their name, right? So if you want to catch the attention of Krishna, what will you say? Krishna, Hare Krishna, right? Like that. So he'll catch his attention. So he wanted to catch his attention. He's saying, hey, Bob, and Bob is not listening because of all the sound which is around that. So then he thought, how do I catch his attention? So what he did was he took out a $1 bill from his pocket, and then he crumpled it, and then he threw it at the worker. So the note, flew from the air and went and fell near the feet of the worker below. So the worker saw that, he picked it up, he put it in his pocket, and then he continued hammering. Then he thought like, oh, maybe it was a small bill. Maybe I should put a bigger bill. So he takes out a $5 bill, does the same thing and the same effect, right? Then it goes on 10, 20, $50, $100 bill. He loses all that, and Bob doesn't pay any attention. Then he says, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get the attention of this person? So then he has an idea. So there is construction going on, right? So there's a small stone. So he picks up a small stone and he throws it there. So the stone goes and hits the mat of this guy. And so there's a ding sound. And this guy, there's a stone that falls, and he looks up and says, what the hell are you doing? This is us. This is what we do. When Krishna is dropping the currency bills on us, we just put them in our pockets, right? But one small difficulty that comes in our life, and then we say, why is Krishna doing this to me alone, right? So because we lack gratitude, okay? So let's think about this. God today gave you 86,400 seconds. Have you used 1 second to say thank you? Okay, why didn't you say it now? Thank you, Krishna. You have to capture his attention. You might think you're thanking somebody else, right? So we have to make time to be grateful in our life, to fill our lives with gratitude. This is saying from William Arthur Ward. So let's list some things you're grateful for, and why are you grateful for those? Anybody wants to volunteer? Are you grateful for anything? Bharat, you are? Okay, then let's take the microphone. I'm grateful that there's a microphone so that the audience, so that the 1 million people on Facebook who are watching this, I'm just kidding. It's not working. Ashish Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm grateful for giving me beautiful life, beautiful family, everything.
Grateful for getting a beautiful family, beautiful life, grateful for everything. Nice. You want to share? Yeah, why don't you take the microphone? You are Hema? Okay. I'm grateful. I remembered.
I'm grateful for my family, but I also grateful for my friends because without friends, living here so far away from home have been much difficult. So I'm thankful to God that He has blessed me with a lot of friends. And also, I'm grateful for every day that well, today I had a good day. So each day that I'm having good things in my life, bad thing also, but it's okay. I mean, he's the one who's giving me the reason to live. He's giving me the crown. After all, everything belongs to him. So I'm thankful to Krishna for being there for me.
Thank you. Anybody else grateful? Or only we have two grateful here. You have to say that on the microphone. Come here. After you. Okay, he's shy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I'm thankful for each and every moment. And at this moment, I'm feeling I'm thankful for giving me this Krishna association. I just went for my India trip recently, and I noticed people like there is no more like bhakti kind of things. I feel grateful that I'm here, so I'm associated with this great community, and I can take my time to like do a little bit for Krishna. So yeah, I'm thankful that I'm here and I'm associated with you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
You stole my words, Pushpa.
You can repeat them.
Yeah, I'm grateful to Krishna for providing an amazing friend like Deepika and Ashish Prabhuji, and for being here at this moment. With so many happening in life, let it be personal, let it be career wise, with so many recessions happening at this world, we still have something as a job, whether it's contract or full time, we have something. And I'm really grateful to Krishna for that.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a saying that there's somebody says that I always complained that I had no decent shoes till I saw a man who had no feet. So if we develop that attitude, our life will be much, much better. Thank you so much for sharing that. Maybe we'll take two more reflections. Any volunteers?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for listening for next 1 minute. I do feel very, very thankful to Krishna for giving me such a wonderful family, like family, my mother's and father, one mother and one father, I'm sorry. So ever since I was with them, I never feel what is a pain. I never feel what is a pain with my mother and father when I grew up, and I'm very fortunate to have two wonderful boys. They're loving me so much. I'm so grateful for having wonderful family. I feel very fulfilled.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And actually, when you said that my mothers, it is not wrong because we have 7 mothers according to the Shastras. We have our biological mother, the wife of the king or the president is also our mother. The wife of a Brahmana is our mother. The wife of a spiritual master is our mother. The cow is our mother. The nurse is our mother. Like that. So we have 7 mothers. So you were not wrong there. And we are grateful for all of them, right? And the gratitude just, extends. Like I have a body here. We were trying to dissolve the body by the ocean in the meditation, but we do have a body, and we need this body to be able to do devotional service, right? And so we are grateful to our parents for giving us this body, and to our grandparents, and to our great grandparents. So we're grateful to our ancestors. It is because of them that we have gotten this body. Yeah. So thank you for that. One more, last, before we go further.
Yeah, so I'm grateful to Krishna. Ups and downs, part of the life, but always he comes back, help me, make things happening. I don't need to worry. I have to do my karma, and it doesn't take long to do so much time. Things come with a fraction of days, months, but good days comes always. So
Good
thank you,
days are
Krishna.
always good. Very nice. And Krishna says that in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Marta Sparshastu Konteya, Shitoshun Sukha Dukkha Daha, Agam Apayino Anityastam Titikshasva Bharata. So he says this happiness and distress are like seasons, they will come and then they will go. right? So just learn to tolerate them, because you know that this is summer, I'm just tolerating, because after that there'll be autumn season, and this will be gone, like that, right? Yeah, but when we are going through this turmoil, we're going through the bad phase, the time also seems to stop. It doesn't go very fast, but like they say misfortunes come on horseback and they depart on foot. So it'll take some time.
When you were talking about the material world, so I'm just want to extend to that. I mean, I'm
Please.
grateful to Krishna, and I do that every day morning. Actually.
Very
So,
nice.
I mean, whenever I open my eyes in the morning, that is the first thing I do, that I am alive in this world. So that's like a part of my everyday routine. But one thing I was saying, like, so like you were talking about the Vedas. So Krishna wrote the Vedas, so they are just the rules of this life, like, and if there is no sorrowness, you will not enjoy. So how are you going to differentiate between the joy and the sadness if there is no sadness over there? So basically, like, in a Vedas, it's just like rules. What are you going to do when you have a bad day? How you behave, and that's where your karma comes in. I mean, in a good, everybody, like you said, nobody remembered Krishna. When the sadness comes, then you remember, oh man, why is happening to me? And at that time, what is your behavior? How do you behave? That's define your karma, that, how you going to do that. Because there's like, in material world, you keep comparing with yourself to others and keep feeling sorrow. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I say, like Vedanta is just like a rules of your life, like, So
Exactly.
different situation and how you behave.
Very nice. Yes. Thank you. And we have forgotten the Vedas. As you mentioned, you went to your native country and didn't find the Vedas there. Yeah. And so we are grateful that. Thank you so much for sharing the reflection. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we will continue on with the slides here. So how many of you actually get up in the morning and thank God, the first thing? If you're not doing it, then do it. It's a very good practice, right? As Vaisheshika Prabhu says, when I get up in the morning, I say thank you to my heart that it is beating. While it stops beating, right? Okay. And this is a saying that gratitude turns what we have into enough. It's a very deep statement. Gratitude converts what we have into enough. Right? And Mahatma Gandhi used to say a very famous thing. He says, there is enough for everyone's need, but not enough for a single man's greed. Right? We read in the Isha Upanishad, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamida Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So it says that from the complete, which is Krishna, everything that emanates and comes out is also complete. For example, this earth came out from Krishna, right? So the earth is complete. You don't have to go to Mars to go and buy your ladyfingers. You get them here, right? Your sabji bhaji, you don't have to go another place. In this planet, everything is there for you. Right? There's water, there's fire, there's air, there's ether, there's vegetables, there's sweets, there's bricks, there's stone, there's forests, there's rivers, mountains, everything for you to live there, right? Krishna has given you sufficient. But then we are greedy. We start, as you said, we start comparing with this one and that one. And then the misery starts, right? The moment we start. And then I want more and more and more. So when your mind is desiring more things and then you give it, right? When you give that, like, for example, you get a good job. What is a good job these days? How much do you get paid for a good job?
Nobody has a good job.
Nobody has a good job.
Having a job is good.
Having a job is good. Look at that. Yeah. So like, $100,000. Oh, wow, that's amazing. 200, wow. 300, wow. 400, it's insufficient. 500, still not sufficient, right? So this is what happens because it's the fire. Greed is like fire and you are pouring into that fire. It's never going to subsidize. You keep on burning it and asking you for more there.
Asking more package is greed.
Asking for?
Asking more package in the greed or
It is greed. And it could be partly karma also, because to understand the intricacies of karma is very difficult. And Krishna says that in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it's very difficult. But it could, that because of your karma, you will ask for it.
So yeah, it's a very subjective.
Subjective,
It's not a greed, okay?
Yeah.
But if you are doing some bad thing for that, you are losing your sleep and ignoring your duties, then it's like, you are going into the bad side. Yeah, so I mean, it's like you are in a material, it's a competitive world. So obviously, like you want to grow up and work hard or something, do that. No harm in it.
There's no harm in that. There's no harm in being ambitious.
Yeah.
Also, right? But like you said, that if you are so ambitious that you're doing the wrong things like sleeping, not sleeping properly, your body is suffering. And what do we have the body for? What is the prime reason we have this body? To do bhakti, to do devotional service, right? I mean, if we have greed, you want to become a millionaire so that you can distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, go for it,
Yes.
right? Go for it. It's a transcendental greed. But here we are talking about the material greed. Material greed will not be satisfied. And so then, what is gratitude? What is gratitude? How do you define gratitude? You all feel grateful, right? You all have gratitude. I can see that. But how would you define gratitude?
When it comes to fulfillment, you're doing.
You're feeling fulfilled from something, right? So I looked up gratitude in the dictionary and it said gratitude means goodwill from medieval Latin, so from 15th century. Gratitudinem, nominative is gratitudo. One who is grateful is gratitudo. Thankfulness, from Latin gratis, thankful or pleasing. I also said, and I modified the last sentence a little bit because it said that the Sanskrit word grinati, shunvanti, grinanti, right? Where we praise somebody. So singing or praising or announcing. He says that Sanskrit word has come from the Latin word. But it is vice versa because Sanskrit is the oldest language, right? So that's why I've just said it's related to the Sanskrit word. So what is gratitude then in Sanskrit? What word do you use for gratitude? Granati?
You just said.
Granati was to sing the praise, right? Okay. But in Sanskrit, the kritagya, kritagyata, right? Like you said, special, exactly. Kritagya is the word there, right? So let's look at few examples of kritagya from our scriptures. Okay? So Dhruv Maharaj's gratitude and the moment of clarity. So we all know the story of Dhruv Maharaj. He had a stepmother, Suruchi. Stepmother behaved badly with him and said, you can't sit on the lap of your father. You have to be born from my womb. So he gets very, very upset when he goes to his mom, the first mother, to say, daddy didn't, this and that. And stepmom did this and that. And his mom, very wise, she said, well, that is the truth. Actually, your dad doesn't care for me. And if the dad doesn't care for the wife, cares for the other one, then that's what the situation is. But then, you were striving for the love of a father, your father, or love of a mom, your stepmom. But if you go to Krishna, Krishna will give you love of millions of mothers. That's the love that Krishna can give you. So why don't you go and find Krishna? So he goes off to the forest to find Krishna. On the way, he meets Narad Muni. He gives him some mantra to chant. And what was the mantra he gave him to chant? Anybody know? Very famous. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Everybody say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right? So then he chants this. He goes through a lot of difficult austerities. And then finally he sees God. So Dhruv is a 5-year-old boy and he sees God. He's completely flabbergasted. He just doesn't know what to do. And just when he sees God, he wants to say something to him, appreciate him, whatever. But he's a small 5-year-old boy. What will he speak to God, right? So then Vishnu, who appears in front of him, Vishnu takes his conch shell and touches the head of Dhruv Maharaj with the conch shell. And with that touch of the Supreme, the transcendental touch, all the purports of the Vedas get revealed to Dhruv Maharaj. And then, he gets the clarity that he was actually performing all these austerities and his worship because he wanted to have a kingdom which was better than his father. Not only his father, his great-grandfather, who was Brahma, who made this entire universe. So he wanted something better than that. And then when he sees Krishna, he says, right? Now this is from Hari Bhakti Vilas Sudhodaya. That's a book which is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. स्थानाभिलाषितपसि सितोऽहं तं प्राप्तवान् देवमुनीन्द्रगुह्यं काचं विजिन्वन् अपि दिव्यरत्नं स्वामिन् कृतार्थोऽस्मि varam न याचे. So he says that when he was blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruva Maharaj said, "Oh my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing several types of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching for a piece of glass, kacham, he said there, right? Kacham, right? But instead, I found the most valuable jewel, Divyaratnam. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." So look at the height of gratitude just by seeing Krishna, getting that Divya Gyan from him. His heart is overflowing with gratitude. And he says, "No, I don't want." But we know that Krishna did give him, right? What did Krishna give him? Inside this material world, Krishna gave him the Dhruv planet, the polar star, and said, "You're going to go and live there. But not soon. You're going to stay back here. I'm going to make you a powerful king." And Dhruv Maharaj reigned for 35 years. And after that, he goes to the polar star and he stays there. And he will be staying there. And he is staying there even as we speak right now. Right? And so why did Krishna give him so much? He was saying, "I don't want anything from love." But yeah. Total devotion, right? Yes. And then, of course, there's a plan, there's a Shrishti plan, right? And on the lighter side, Krishna doesn't want others who are praying to him to get something to think that Krishna will make you work so hard. And when the time comes for you to get something of Krishna, he's going to touch your head with his conch shell. And then you'll say, "I didn't want anything." He doesn't want that negative publicity. So, this is the heart of, Dhruva, so full of gratitude. Then there is gratitude for Krishna Katha and for those who spread it. So who spread Krishna Katha recently? Like 50 years ago? Srila Prabhupada, yes, and before that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And anybody and all of us who go out on book distribution, who are teaching classes, who are opening their homes so that we have Krishna Katha. This is gratitude for those as well. And this gratitude, right, which we're talking about, goes back to 5,000 years ago, when the gopis are there. So we know in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a rasa dance, which is the dance of the soul with the Lord. And so during that rasa dance, Krishna expands himself manyfold. And he's dancing with each of the gopis, and each gopi thinks that Krishna is dancing just with me. And so they become puffed up. And so when you become puffed up, Krishna disappeared. And as soon as Krishna disappears, they all get so melancholy and they start singing what is known as the Gopi Geet, where they are glorifying Krishna, and then, they talk about that. So this is one of the verses from there, which I picked up here. And we sing it in the temple also, for those of you who come to our temple. So we'll do it together, if you can catch on the tune, please. Tav kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvigrinanti Bhurida Janam. The nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are the most munificent. So, do you want to be most munificent? Do you want to become most munificent? Yes or yes? Can everybody say yes loudly so those on the internet can see?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, yeah. So just make it a point tomorrow to go and tell a little bit about Krishna consciousness to somebody around you. Don't try your spouse. Sometimes
I already succeeded in that.
Good for you. Yeah. So yeah, try talking about Krishna to somebody and give that gyan to them. Then there is, it is easy to express gratitude when things are going fine, right? So I just won the lottery. Oh, Krishna, you gave me this. Oh, I've got a good job. I'm so grateful for I have a family, right? I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. But the real test of gratitude comes like when you are in difficulty, right? So this is a story again from Srimad Bhagavatam where we have Brahma. So Brahma is the engineer, chief engineer of this material world. He creates everything, right? So he had created the whole world, and then he knows that Krishna comes here. After all, when Mother Bhumi was being tortured by all these demons who were walking on her, she went to Brahma crying and saying, what do I do? So then Brahma went to Kshisagar, the Dhruv planet, where Kshirodaksha Vishnu stays on the ocean of milk. And there he goes and talks to Vishnu and says, oh, please come and do something. And then he hears from Vishnu that Krishna is going to come. And then Krishna comes here and he's 5 years old. He's playing with his cowherd boys. They go out to the forest with their little calves and they, play, and the calves graze and all that. They have a good time and they come back home. That's what they do every day. And so Brahma is looking from the top and he's just thinking like, could this small 5-year-old boy be the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So what he does is that, when Krishna goes off to do something, he takes all the cowherd boys and all the calves and he puts them in a cave and shuts the cave shut with some heavy stones there. So when Krishna comes back, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He lives in everybody's heart, right? And we read that today, 15.15. And so he lives in everybody's heart. So he knows what is going on in Brahma's heart, what he's doing. So Krishna said, all right, you did that. He expands himself as many calves and as many cowherd boys. And they all go back home like that. And then for Brahma, just thought, I'll play this trick for a small amount of time, just a short duration, I will do that. But, Brahma's lifespan is very big. So 1 second in Brahma's life becomes a lot over here. So he was like gone for 10 minutes and that 10 minutes became 1 year on this earth planet. So all during this 1 year, Krishna used to, take all those, cows and the cowherd boys and he would just go to the forest like that. And then finally, when Brahma comes back and he says all those cowherd boys are there and all the, the calves are there, then he gets puzzled and he goes to the cave and looks and he finds them there as well. And that's when he understands that he had messed around with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so he begs his forgiveness. And then he also prays to Krishna in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, 14th chapter. It's got some very beautiful prayers. And this is one that I picked up, which talks about gratitude, because Brahma is expressing his gratitude to Krishna. That says, Tatte nukampam susamikshmano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam hritvag vapubhir vitathan namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadaya bha. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and offering your respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So, while patiently suffering the reactions, patiently suffering the reaction means that when somebody throws a pebble at you from the second floor and it hits your helmet, you don't come out with explicits, right? We take this also as a mercy of the Lord. And what is that gratefulness that we can offer to God when we are in times of distress? Is this verse where it is saying that it is your anukampa, it is your mercy, O Lord, because I deserved worse. And because I'm your devotee, you have pardoned me a little bit. So that's all what I'm feeling here, right? So next time you park your Tesla outside Safeway and you come back and see somebody has scratched it, then take it as an anukampa of Krishna and say that, maybe this could have been involved in an accident on the freeway. I just got away with a little scratch, like that. So that's an art and it's a very difficult thing to do. And then to glorify Krishna during those circumstances, which is what Prahlad Maharaj did, right? He was put into so many, through so many atrocities by his father. but yet, he was praying to Krishna all the time. And even when Hiranyakashipu comes and kills his father, the first thing that he asks Hiranyakashipu is to take care of his father, right? So he was grateful even to his father. That's the height of. Then there is gratitude of a fetus to Krishna. This might come as a surprise to you, but Bhagavatam, the third canto of Bhagavatam, 31st chapter, talks about what the fetus feels when it's in the body of the mother. And so let's go through this. Yene Vishin Gatimasau Dashamasya Isha Sangrahita Purudayena Bhavadrishena Swenev Tushyatu Kritena Sadina Nataha Ko Nama Tat Prativina Anjalim Asya Kuryat. So the fetus is in the body of the mother in the womb, and it is saying praise to the Lord. And one might just say that, does it praise to the Lord? How does it pray to the Lord and all that, right? But our Vedas say that. And Prabhupada tells us in the purport for this particular verse, number 18, is that our Vedas say that, and we believe in Vedas. That is Shraddha. That is the faith that we have, right? If science hasn't proven that, it means that science has not yet reached that stage, right? And science can come up with a lot of crazy statements. For example, they don't know how many animals are there in the ocean, or how many species of animals are there in the ocean. They don't know. But Shastras will tell you 20 lakhs of this and 1 million of this and one the shloka that will tell you that, right? But scientists will also come and tell you and make a statement that we don't know how many are there. About 10%. We have discovered only 10%. Isn't that some faulty mathematics that's going on there? You're saying, I don't know how many are there. And you're saying that I know 10%. The 10% of what? You don't know 10% of what, right? If there were 100, if you knew there are 100 species and I have studied only 10, then you can say I've done 10%. But they're saying we don't know how many species are there. And we are so gullible. We take all these, we never question science. We never question why pneumonia is spelled with a P. We never question. But we will question whether Krishna exists or not. And that is the free will of the Jiva soul, that we are so degraded that we do that, right? And the only way to get out of that is to pray to Krishna and take names of Krishna. Right? So here is saying, my dear Lord, by your causeless mercy, I'm awakened to consciousness, although I'm only 10 months old. For this causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the friend of all fallen souls, there is no way to express my gratitude but to pray with folded hands. So the fetus prays in the womb, right? And with gratitude. It's only when we come out of the womb, then Maya comes and grabs us. And then the parents are there, and the relatives are there, and uncle is there, and auntie is there. And as Vachachika Prabhu says that they call you Shniki, and that's it. Now we start thinking that we are Shniki. We forget that we are actually a devotee of the Lord. We remember that. Now some lucky people will remember even after they are born. Queen Kunti's gratitude to Krishna. We did prayers of Queen Kunti here a few months ago, I think in November. And so Queen Kunti's life was a nightmare. Nobody would like to live that life. And every time that there was a problem in her life, Krishna came to their rescue. And so after the Mahabharata war is over and Krishna is going back to Dwarka to be with his family, Kunti doesn't want him to leave. And so she says this verse. Apya adyanasvam swakrite hita prabhu. She's okay? Everything okay? Krishna takes care of kids. Yeah, Krishna really takes care of kids. All the kinds of things that kids do. Yeah. I mean, I remember in my old home when I was 4 years old, 5 or 6 years old, there was there was an open connection. There was a wire that was coming out. It was a live wire. I was told not to touch it. And when everybody was sleeping, I went to I touched it. And then of course I got a shock and then and now when I look back and I think like how dangerous it was, I was hanging from a wall which had rods, which are iron rods, is good conductor of electricity. And then I was touching that. And I'm still alive here. This is really Krishna's mercy. I'm grateful for that. So Kunti Maharani is saying, Apya adinasta Tvam swakrite hita prahu jihasahi swisruvidonu bhuvanaha yesham chananyad bhavata padam bhujat parayanam rajasuyojitam hasam. Oh my Lord, you have executed all your duties yourself. I didn't even have to ask you. You did it yourself on your own. Are you leaving us today? Though we are completely dependent on your mercy. Completely dependent on your mercy. So grateful to Krishna. And have no one else to protect us. I'm so helpless. Now, when all the kings are at enmity with us. And this is such an important thing to keep in mind, that all of us who watched Mahabharata serial or read the Mahabharata, we go all the way till then that Pandavas were victorious and everything is nice after that. It is never nice after a war, because so much of money goes into the war itself that the Pandavas were bankrupt, actually. Bhagavatam tells you that in the beginning, right? And all these kings that you defeated, they did not take defeat in, in good humor. They were again trying to attack to them. So in that situation, she's expressing gratitude to Krishna. And then it goes the other way around, that Krishna has gratitude towards the gopis. So these gopis who were crying and singing Tava Kathamritam, right, as part of the Gopi Geet. So Krishna, his heart melts. He's so merciful. So then he appears again. He had disappeared from the Rasadans. He appears again. And then he tells the gopis as to why he had disappeared, right? And that was because they were getting puffed up, and that's not a good idea. And then he praises them for all that the gopis have done. I mean, gopis have done things beyond what a woman could do. Now, most of the gopis were married women, right? And or they had fathers and brothers if they were not married. And they left everything, and then they would go out and meet Krishna in the night. Now, in those days, you can imagine how bad it is for your reputation. It is bad even now in Kali Yuga, not very heartily accepted, but it's done. So they had put so much at stake. The whole life was at stake to Krishna, and that's why Krishna says, "Naparaye ham niravatya samyujan swasadhu krityam vibhudar yusha pivaha ya ma bhajam durjara geha shrinkhalaha samvishya tattva pratiyatu sadhuna." He says, "I'm not able to repay my debt. So look at Krishna, he owns everything, and he's saying, I'm not able to repay your debt." So that is the depth of gratitude Krishna feels for the spotless service that you have done. That even within a life of Brahma, even if I live as long as Brahma is going to live, Krishna stayed here only for 125 years, Brahma lives for trillions of years. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. So people might point fingers, but Krishna is saying your connection is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all the domestic rights, which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. He's thrown your head and saying, I cannot repay. And the glories that you're going to get from, for the rest of the time is just that's the only compensation that I can give to you. So that's Krishna. I'm so very grateful. And Krishna feels so very grateful to devotees also. That's why when we do a little amount of devotional service, Krishna comes back and does a lot more there. Then very interesting thing is that, we can get up in the morning and say, I'm so grateful to Krishna. I'm so grateful, Krishna. My heart is beating. I'm very grateful. My bank balance is there. I'm so grateful. Stock market did not go down. I'm so grateful I have a job, like that. But then, just having that feeling of gratitude to Krishna is like you took a gift and you put it in a nice gift wrap. That's it, you did. But the gift has to be given to somebody, right? It has to be given to somebody. After all, number one, we get a lot of gifts in our life. Do you all agree? Yes or yes? Yes, right? So we do get a lot of gifts in life, but do you feel that we get a lot of gifts in our life? Yes, but not always, right? Not always. So our mood should be that we should be in that consciousness where we take everything as a gift from God, right? And so when you get into that consciousness where you think everything is a gift from God, then you would like to give something back to Him, right? And so you're expressing gratitude when you give the gift back to him and you just are speaking that Krishna is amazing, Krishna is merciful, then just you back your gratitude in a box, but you have to give it to Krishna. And how can you give it to Krishna? How can you give your gratitude to Krishna? By doing devotional service, right? And what is devotional service? You will do things that please Krishna. And in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, towards the end, Krishna says, who is most dear to him? The one who speaks about Krishna to other people. So you should make it a point that you should go and speak about Krishna, right? And if you don't speak about Krishna, somebody will speak about something else. So we have to be careful. And this is the duty that all of us have got here. So when gratitude becomes your default attitude, I'm always grateful, that is when your life is going to be changed. Ralph Waldo Emerson. What is so special about this name? Why do you think I brought this here? He's one who's listed at the back of your Bhagavad Gita as one of the American, one of the philosophers from the West who has read the Bhagavad Gita. And he writes very interesting quotes about Bhagavad Gita. And then he says, cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to your way. So it's a habit that has to be cultivated because it's not in us. Us who are living in this material world, it is not there. Because if we were grateful, we would be up there. Right? But the fact that we are here, we have to accept and acknowledge that we don't have that. And so we have to cultivate and practice that. And we can do that through sound vibrations. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we can do that now. We can do a little prayer to Krishna. We can all read it together. Yeah. Isn't Krishna beautiful? Yes. Come on, read with me. With folded hands and heart so true, fold your hands. I offer my deepest thanks to you. You guide my steps when I am lost and lift me up, whatever the cost. Your mercy flows without delay. Your love lights up my darkest day. All that I have belongs to thee, and what I lack you give to me. Please let me always hold you dear, to serve with love and humble cheer. In gratitude may I remain for your sweet shelter through joy and pain. Thank you, Krishna, for considering my request. So on this weekend night, I'm going to take a mystical, I'm going to share a mystical take on divine gratitude. And this is from a great Sufi poet. What do people do on weekends? Party. Not people like us, party, yeah. And then what do you do in party? And at end of the party, what happens? You're drunk? Not you, I'm talking about the general world, right? Most of them will get drunk, right? And then they'll be drunk and driving on the road. Anyway, so what does Sufi tell us about that? How to spend a weekend? Gratitude is the wine for the soul. So go on, get drunk. Thank you. Are you grateful the class is over? Who's on the way? Well, I'll just pause for a few moments and take any reflections or questions that we have. We can continue over dinner also because it's 9 o'clock in the night. We are pretty late.
Thank you, Mata.
Anything? Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
We are grateful to have this class on gratefulness.
Okay, that's nice. 2J. Yeah, if you're asking questions, we have got people watching us online. Please do ask questions on the microphone.
It will be great, like if you can give a practical example of gratefulness, okay? Because people will do the bad stuff, and then at the end of the day, I just say thank you, Krishna. It is not gonna cut it.
Absolutely not.
So,
Absolutely not. So when you are grateful for Krishna, right? And so it's very important. It's a very good question that you bring up, because why would you be and why should you be grateful to Krishna? For that, you need to have knowledge. And to get knowledge, you have to read the scriptures. So when you read the scriptures, when you read Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam prabhati. From me, everything comes. right? So that will lead to gratitude. From Krishna, everything has come. Okay, but then we will also see that all others have also come from Krishna. So then you will start, focusing on Krishna's ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Pitaham asya jagata mata dhata pitamaha. I am the mother and the father of everybody in this universe. This means everybody in this universe is my brother or my sister. Then I should learn how to behave with them, right? Or Isha Upanishad says, Tena taktena bhunjita. That, everything, Isha Vasyam idam sarvam. It says, I am the controller of this whole universe, right? But Tena taktena bhunjita means that you should only take whatever has been set aside as your quota. And do not covet what belongs to others. Be grateful for what is your quota and say, this is what I deserve. This is what I'm going to get, right? So do not do that, because in the quest of trying to get what others have, we end up doing bad things, right? In order to enjoy ourselves. Then again, Krishna says, I am the supreme enjoyer. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. The 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita says, I am the supreme enjoyer of every sacrifice, right? So then we have to get out of that mold where I think that I am the enjoyer. You have to change that from I am the enjoyer to Krishna is the enjoyer. So I should do everything that Krishna likes so that he can enjoy. So the moment you start doing things that Krishna likes, your life is automatically going to fall in the right pattern, because you will not do the wrong things there, right? So the more you go deeper that you get into the scriptures, the more you will start doing the right things. But then there is the mind, which is around which all these senses are grounded. And so that's why you need the association of devotees. And that's why you were saying, so you were being so grateful that you have the association, such a nice association. And we are grateful for Devi Mataji and Ashish Prabhu for creating that atmosphere where we can all come together. They're like that, but good questions. So I will continue these questions over dinner. So we'll stop here. Who's going to do the prasadam prayers?
Okay, I would like to take a moment. On behalf of everyone, we would like to thank you, Mataji, for wonderful enlightening lecture. And we have, I would like to offer my gratitude to Mataji who make the prasadam for tonight. Hema Mataji, Dipti Mataji, Sonal Mataji, Karun Mataji, and Sumitra Puji. Thank you so much. And we have a kids performing.
Oh, yes.
The Nasima Aarti.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Very nice.
Hello, everyone.
How we are going to do Nasima Aarti.
Shivans,
can you come here? You don't want it? You sing and then they will follow, and then later.
Devi,
memorize.
ये दे दो, आराम से गा पाएगा.
ये लो, ये तुम ले लो और वो किसी बच्चे को दे दो. Okay, who wants to take this? I'll take it. No, stop it. I don't know. Oh. Ryan can take it. Okay, everyone, can you sit down? Facing your parents. Okay? Chalo. What do you?
दिख रहा है?
Can you sit with them? All of you?
Is it readable to everyone?
Yeah.
हाँ और
ठीक है.
नहीं पीछे पीछे.
ये उनको दे सकते हैं. Focus on thinking. Then I will teach you this. Start. So Rahini will sing first, and then you all have to repeat. Okay?
सही नहीं लगा
Together.
ना?
Namaste Narasimhaya. Yato yami tato narsimha. Yato yami tato narsimha. Narsimha nidhare narsimha. Narsimha nidhare narsimha. Narsimha madhe sharanam prapade. Narsimha madhe sharanam prapade. Gita Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Swami Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagara Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jagara Hari Bol. Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
समस्त भक्त विघ्नाशक नरसिंह भगवान की
Yes.
भक्त राज महाराज की
Yes.
गौर प्रेमानंदे. Thank you so much.
Huh? You can do it. Who will do this?
Yeah.
Prasad Sevi up here.
Very nice. Yes.
Prasad Savior prayer.
Yeah.
So Prasad, Mataji, can I tell about the Prasad?
Yes,
Why-
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So why we do the Prasadam prayer before we eat food? Because of all our senses, tongue is the most difficult one to conquer. So we thank Krishna that he has given his remnants. So when we offer food to Krishna, he accepts it and he gives his remnants. So that we can have it and control our senses. So we'll have Prasadam prayer. Mataji, is it correct? Or
Yes,
you want
yes,
to add?
absolutely. Yes, yes. Thank you for reminding.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, Arna will lead the.
You told me
But can everyone start with me?
Yes, everyone will. You come.
Yes, yes. Everyone will sing together.
We'll support.
Yeah.
We'll support you. This comes on the left side, mic on the left.
Mic on the
left ear. Tate jeta Krishna samsare Krishna baladoyamo Vipare jivaja Swaprasa Sankati lopa Seyana Vikapao Krishna Guna Gao Preme Dako Shri Chaitanya Nita Preme Dako Shri Chaitanya Nita Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwaso Navjayate Prasade Sarva Dukkhana Anirasotu Jayate Prasanna Chetaso Yashu Buddhi Paryavashishyate Mahaprasadam ki jai.
No, we didn't win.
No, I didn't start. Okay, dear devotees, those of you who are joining us on Zoom, Facebook, as well as YouTube, we are going to end our session here today. Thank you so much for joining. And we meet again on Sunday at 6:30 a.m. Hare Krishna, Hari Hari Bol, Vanchakalpa Taribhyascha, Pipasintu